What a freaking talk. There is a epidemic today. It is a content consumption epidemic. Now, around 2,300 years ago, one of my main role models, Alexander the Great, said that he's dying from the treatment of too many physicians. Now, what does he mean by that? He means that not that like he's ill and he goes to lots of doctors, and because he goes to lots of doctors, they kill him because he's been to too many. No, that's not the point. It is influences. It's not literal doctors, it is influences. It is people that are having an impact on our life, that are influencing us, that are passing their psyche and their ideas and worldview onto us. And you notice now that there is just so many of these people available online that you can go to and consume content from. There's too many. And, you know, it all starts with one. I know for when it was early 2022, and I first discovered self-improvement content, and obviously that's when everyone, started the whole, Hamza phase, right? I found his videos, and I used to sit and binge them like crazy. Because, obviously we all know why those videos were so appealing, because it was like, whoa, this guy finally understands my problems, and he's showing me how I can change and improve my life. This is all resonating with me. I have to keep watching, right? It was amazing. But the thing is, one self-improvement content creator then turned into 2, and then 3, and then 4, 10, 20, 30, 100, right? And all of a sudden, rather than just having one voice speaking to us as a mentor, all of a sudden we have hundreds of them all speaking to us at the same time. Now that is an issue for a number of reasons, because firstly, most of them are going to be telling you completely different things. So that means that rather than actually take action on a certain decision, you are going to be stuck there in analysis paralysis. And this is even worse if you're an overly analytical person or an overthinking person like me, right? I'm terrible with numbers, but oh boy, when it comes to reasoning and analysis, I'm too good at that, to my own detriment. And so, on top of that already, I'm consuming all this content and all these different people are telling me these different things. It's just like, it's terrible. It stops you from actually ever doing anything. And the problem is as well, with this industry, is it's like, oh, what's the best outreach method? And how do I get clients through doing this? And how do I do this? And oh, what's the best email structure? Dude, just stop. Stop freaking out about this dumb stuff. Just do what speaks to you. If you want to do outreach on Instagram, go and do outreach on Instagram. If you want to use this tool, if you want to use Hunter, you want to use Apollo, use those tools. If you want to go on LinkedIn, go on LinkedIn. If you want to do email, do email. Do whatever feels right for you and get good at it. Stop overthinking it like that. And you've got all these different influencers all telling you, all these different gurus preaching their own unique way and doing it in a way that discredits someone else's. Why? Because that's marketing. You discredit the opposition's solution in favor of your own. That's literally just what you do. So we've got to just stop consuming all this stuff and just figure out what's right for us and stop taking in so many people's ideas and worldviews at once. It's a problem. It really is. And in addition to that, it's also the fact that when you're consuming all this content, you just don't feel any sense of groundedness in your life. And I've noticed this increasingly over the past few months. Not because I've been consuming lots and lots of content. I'm not consuming not even half of what I used to. I mean, it was ridiculous because I used to just, literally, I treated watching improving videos as work, right? So I would sit there for 3-hour work blocks and just watch self-improvement videos and, make notes on them and stuff. And that is what I deemed as work for the longest time. Maybe you did the exact same thing. And it was valuable in the way that it taught us some stuff, and it taught us about, a number of different things, like the stuff that we, the content in the videos and how to sit and work and focus and blah, 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 blah. It was positive in a number of ways. And obviously now we realize how futile it is doing something like that now. But the issue is when you've got all this content always on your mind and you try and dedicate every spare second of the day to consuming, it becomes an issue, and you don't feel any sense of stillness. You don't feel like here and like in your own body. You don't feel like you can breathe easily. You feel like there's constant tension, and your brain's just always darting around the place. And it's not good. It's really not. And it comes because we're consuming so much stuff. And we don't need to be consuming so much stuff. We need to give ourselves time to just sit and exist. Something that Ryan Holiday always talks about in his books, his like Stoicism books, is like how we need to be a human being sometimes and not always a human doing. But that's what we're called. We're human beings. Sometimes we have to simply be. We have to simply exist. And we are not simply existing and not giving our brain time to think when we have got all this content streaming in through our ears and getting into our heads and changing our ideas and our ideologies. Then we have an issue. You're not giving yourself time to actually think. You're not developing yourself as a person. And I certainly found this a few years ago when I literally, it was ridiculous. If you would go into my watch history and look day by day, there's just videos and videos and videos and videos. Now, if you go into my watch history day by day, there is like 2 to 3 things. One of them is an actual like YouTube video, which is just like a useful, unfiltered talk or something like what I'm making for you right now. Something like that usually. And the other 2 are just like long ambience tracks that I like listened to whilst I was doing some work. So that's literally like all that's in my history now on YouTube. But the issue is you've got all these different videos, and you're basically short-circuiting who you actually are. And I noticed this because a lot of the like self-improvement creators that we used to go ahead and watch back in the day, a lot of their ideas didn't actually resonate with me. And they gave good advice, sure, but their values and their worldview, it didn't appeal to me. I thought it was not right at all, and I didn't click with some of the ideas and some of the things that they were talking about and recommending, especially when it came to things like dating and stuff. I just didn't approve of it at all, and I still don't. But that's because I've given myself time to think and form who I actually am. I'm not, and this can be with any kind of content. It can be music, it can be these videos, it can be anything, right? Books. Like, when it becomes a problem when you are spending all of this time where you should simply be grounded and existing. This can be walking to school or work. This can be, sitting in the bathtub, right? You have to exist in these moments. You should not be putting more content into your brain. Stop it. Like, you are disrupting your own peace and sense of groundedness and harming your brain by not giving it the space to actually think and do what it needs to do. And the thing is, if you want me to tell you, simply existing is productive. I promise you. Like, if you simply exist and give your brain time to think, that's where big ideas come from. That's where big ideas come from. They come from the subconscious, and your subconscious can only speak to you when you are existing and doing nothing else. And this is the thing, you've got to leverage that time. It's very useful to just sit and be with your own thoughts for a while. It's very important that you do that. So you're not listening to music 24/7. You're not watching videos 24/7. You're not reading books 24/7. You have to just exist. Be in the moment. It's very, very important. And because if you don't, you will, like Alexander said, you will die. Maybe not literally, but you will die in terms of the fact that you will stagnate and not make any progress because your brain is not having the time to identify who you are, come up with things, and you're not at peace, and you're never going to work when you're not at peace. Stillness is the key. They call that book, that title, for a reason, because it is. And consuming all this content, it's not helping. It's really not, and you don't need it, because there's always one more video. There's always one more video with a new thing that you can learn in it. But there's another. It's just infinite. It's just, and there is no secret source. You've probably been through everything now. Stop watching more videos. You don't need to. You lack nothing. You just have to take the action. And you have to exist. I promise you. So stop frying your brain Stop ruining your progress by consuming all this stuff. Pick a handful of people on YouTube that you want to actually watch videos from. Just only a small handful. You don't need more than that. You will thank yourself for it later. Just pick a few physicians. Let them treat you by giving you their ideas and their knowledge, and their worldviews, and just contain it to that. Don't go overboard. It's normal to go overboard nowadays because that's how, people make money by all this content and stuff. So obviously they encourage you to stay on these platforms and consume lots of stuff. But that is not the way that you're going to ever actually make the progress that you want. If you want to stop stagnating, if you want to actually have an identity of your own, you actually want to be thinking clearly, being still, being calm, being at peace, and actually just absolutely demolishing any kind of focused periods that you have in your day, then you need to slow it down. You need to slow down the content consumption. Limit it. Seriously. It's not gonna end well if you don't. I promise you, you're not gonna get anywhere. So exist. Simply be, okay? That's all you need to do. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing me as one of the few people you will listen to today on your new journey towards more stillness and less content consumption. Thank you. Now, if you'd like to go down and sign up to my email list, I talk about anything to do, like tons of useful knowledge in there. I talk about my business, any kinds of insights and updates about me. Go ahead, the link down below, sign up to that list. It's completely free. Go ahead and do that. I would really appreciate to see you over there. Our readership has been through the roof recently, so be a part of it. It's growing, it's getting bigger, it's getting better. I'd love to have you over there. As well, if you want to talk to me about anything that I've spoken about in today's video, just connect with me. My Instagram's also linked. Just send me a message. I'll respond. I do always look at my messages. So just go ahead, send me a message. Let's connect. Looking forward to get to know you better. And I shall see you in the next video. Thank you.